Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. One of the most hyped up fragrances recently in the community has been the newest clone of YSL Tuxedo, which is called the Tux from Maison Alhambra. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you the full presentation that the Tux comes into. I'm gonna share my thoughts with you, what my experience has been using the Tux, and also I'm gonna quickly compare it to one of the other famous tuxedo clones out there, the Rojas Moustache EDP. So this is the box that the Maison Alhambra The Tux comes into. It's as you can see, white and black. On the front you got the Tux Eau de Parfum and the Maison Alhambra logo. On the top you get another Maison Alhambra logo. On the back there's the sticker of authenticity plus some additional information in English and interestingly in Russian in the case of my bottle. And on the bottom there's some legal information along with a production date. My bottle was made in February of 2022, so quite interestingly, this is already a 1-year-old bottle. You take the bottom part like this, the top and the bottom part like this, and this is how the actual bottle looks. As you can see, the Tux comes into a bottle that's very reminiscent of the original YSL Tuxedo. Probably the only difference here is the fact that in this case the cap is sort of hard pressed, whereas the original comes with a magnetic type of cap. Before talking too much into details about how the Maison Alhambra The Tux smells, just want to get something out of the way first, and that's the fact that I don't own the original, the Tuxedo from YSL. I have tried it, but it was a long time ago, a few years ago. I had a small sample, so in this video I'm not really going to compare the Tux with the original one, because I won't lie to you, I don't fully remember how the original smelled. In this video, instead, I'm going to sort of compare it to another fragrance that is a clone of the original Tuxedo, and that's Rojas Moustache EDP, and that fragrance I have on hand, so I can compare those two, the Tux and the Rojas Moustache. Okay, I'm going to show you how the sprayer works. As you can see, a very decent sprayer, and about the actual scent now. There's a small alcohol blast in the opening when you spray the Tux, but it goes away really after a few seconds. And what I can tell you about the opening of this fragrance is that it's very, very spicy. Now here, compared to the Rojas Moustache EDP, Rojas is a lot more mellow, a lot softer compared to the Tux. It's also spicy in the opening, but here the cardamom, the coriander and the black pepper are like very, very prominent. Also, I think there is a violet note leaf here as well, like with the original, which adds a little bit to that spicy feel in the opening. When this starts to dry down, the thing here is that this fragrance stays spicy from the opening to the dry down. Even in like sort of a deeper dry down, you still get a lot of that spiciness. It starts to become slightly sweeter compared to the opening. There's the patchouli note in here that becomes to show up. There's also the vanilla note that starts to show itself up. But this doesn't dry to a sweet type of fragrance. Now here I think is where the biggest difference lies compared to the Moustache, the Rojas Moustache EDP. Now the Rojas is, again, it opens up with quite a spicy blast, but then when it starts to dry down, into sort of that rose, sweet rose vanilla type of combo, which makes the Rojas Moustache EDP a lot sweeter compared to the Tux from Maison Alhambra. Now, from what I remember from having a sample from the original Tuxedo, I think here with the Tux and its rose, patchouli and vanilla combo, it's quite close to what at least I remember that the Tuxedo used to smell. So I think scent-wise this is very, very close. Now other people online, both on YouTube and fragrance sites, are reporting that this is like 95 to 98% close to the original. Now I cannot quote a percentage of closeness because, as I said, I don't have at hand a Tuxedo sample to really compare those two, but as far as I remember, this, again, I also think that this is very, very close to the original. And at the end, I just wanted to point something out about the way that the Tux smells on the deeper dry down of the fragrance, like 4 to 5 hours after you sprayed it. My nose picks up a very interesting sort of powdery, powdery type of note. I don't know where it comes from, but my nose definitely detects a powdery note. on the dry down of the Tux. Now, talking about the performance of the Tux, I get a pretty solid about 8, maybe pushing up to 9 hours of performance on my skin, with pretty strong projection in the first about 2 hours. Here lies another difference compared to the Rojas Moustache EDP. That the Moustache EDP gives me sort of a 6 to 6.5 hours of performance on my skin, with a relatively good projection in the first hour. So performance-wise, the Tux is the better choice. Now, talking about the price, I was able to get my bottle of the Tux for exactly $30. From what I've gathered online, the prices range between somewhere between $25 to $35. So this is another area where the Tux is a better value compared to Rojas Moustache EDP. And again, just wanted to point something out that I forgot to mention in the beginning. The actual bottle size of the Tux from Maison Alhambra is 90 milliliters, and that probably is the only drawback of that fragrance. Now, compared to this, the Rojas Moustache EDP, you can find this in either 75 or 125 milliliter sizes. So probably the size of the bottle is the only way where the Rojas Moustache EDP is better compared to the Maison Alhambra The Tux. And so guys, in today's video I showed you the Maison Alhambra The Tux, and I talked about my experience of using this fragrance. I hope that you found this video interesting or helpful. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, stay safe, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye.